Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, November 26th. It's been a cold month of November. We actually had a snow event for parts of the Mid-Atlantic region earlier in the month, about a week after Hurricane Sandy hit the region. That snow event affected mostly New Jersey and the New York City region into the northern Philadelphia suburbs. Another snow event looks like it's in the offing for tomorrow for much of the Mid-Atlantic region, especially the northern and western suburbs of the big cities from D.C. across to Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York City. Let's take a look at the latest surface map, and here we have the players on the field. A developing low pressure area right now in the southern plains. This area of low pressure will end up going to the northeast and slowly intensify as it reaches the coastline here by later tomorrow, right about in this region right here. It generally moves south of the big cities here in the I-95 corridor. At the same time, there's some colder air that will move into the region during the day tomorrow. Kind of a fresh cold air mass actually infiltrates this storm from the northwest during the day tomorrow. So the precipitation could very well start off as a mixture in many mid-Atlantic locations, perhaps even just plain rain, but then have a tendency to change over to snow and become mainly a snow event for the northern western suburbs of Philadelphia, for example, as well as much of south central Pennsylvania. And this cold high pressure here situated in south central Canada will continue to move to the east, and again that'll tend to cool things off in the upper part of the atmosphere as the storm progresses during the day tomorrow. There are some signs that once this low reaches the western Atlantic region, it may slow down a little bit as it intensifies a little bit, and there's a tendency for some of the models to kind of hang back the precipitation in the form of snow over coastal regions, including New Jersey, for example, later on in the day tomorrow, maybe even in southeastern Pennsylvania. So that's one of the things we'll have to look at over the next 12 to 24 hours or so. This is an upper level map way up in the atmosphere, 500 millibars from last night, and the main player here is this little trough right here that can be seen here in the upper levels across Montana and the Pacific Northwest. This whole thing kind of swings to the east and helps to gradually intensify the surface low, which right now is in this region here. It'll be moving off to the south and then to just off the mid-Atlantic coast and the western Atlantic here by late tomorrow. And again, at the time that this phases in with the surface low, there's some signs that there could be some intensification later on in the day, and that could have a tendency to slow down the system and throw back some snow back into the region that could linger into the early evening hours tomorrow night. And that's all. Certainly nothing is set in stone at this point, but that's one of the things we'll watch over the next 24 hours. Well, first let's walk through last night's 0Z North American Mesoscale model run. This is the 0Z NAM model run, the forecast map for tomorrow morning. By this time, precipitation has reached the Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia region, just on the doorstep of New York City, so there very well could be some issues, especially in the northern western suburbs by the early to mid-morning rush hour, as probably a mixture moves in at first with a mix of rain and snow that again ultimately changes to a mainly snow event in the northern western suburbs of the big cities along the I-95 corridor. This blue line here can be thought of as the rain-snow line, and sure enough it cuts right through the Washington, D.C. area at the beginning stages of this storm. Now here's last night's 0Z NAM model run forecast for tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening. By this time, the surface low pressure area is off the mid-Atlantic coast, and there's still a little bit of a tendency for some hangback here, lingering snow in this case, as that colder air tends to move in from the north and west during the day. Notice that this rain-snow line has now dropped all the way down into southeastern Virginia. Earlier in the day, it was cutting through the Washington, D.C. area. So again, there will be a tendency for perhaps a mix at first, but gradual changeover to all snow in the northern and western suburbs of the big cities. Now again, this is from last night's 0Z model run. Let's take a look at the total precipitation from that 0Z model run. Well, here's the total precipitation from last night's 0Z NAM model run for this particular storm. This is come Wednesday, the total precipitation. Just want to point out one rather significant difference in the overnight model run. Here is the heaviest precipitation right here. Notice this darker shade of blue right here across south central PA. And again, this is from last night's 0Z model run. But Interestingly, the 06Z model run last night for the NAM kind of boosted things up quite a bit. And now here's the precipitation totals for that 06Z model run right here. Notice that enhancement here across south central PA right into the southeastern PA region. So in other words, last night's 0Z model run for the NAM kind of amped things up, perhaps indicating the possibility of some more snowfall, at least across portions of south central Pennsylvania, maybe on over into southeastern Pennsylvania. So we'll continue to monitor that possible trend during the day today. What the model run did was, again, slow things down as the storm reached the mid-Atlantic coastline and the western Atlantic. It allowed a little bit more phasing to occur and a little bit of intensification that threw back even more precipitation than the earlier model run. So we'll take a look at the next set of model runs and update things here at the SIWeather.com later on in the day. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.